All right, let's talk about the Dilbert Scott Adams fiasco. So some of you may recall that Scott Adams, the guy who draws the Dilbert cartoon, has been on this program before, and we used to kind of mix it up on Twitter. And then a few years ago, I think it was kind of early-ish in the pandemic, he just blocked me on Twitter. And I know that I could like log out to see what he's posting, but I don't care that much. So I've not been following Scott Adams since he cut me off. And when he would be on, we would have like spirited discussions, which I thought were generally pretty good. But something kind of started to go wrong with Scott Adams. And when he banned me, when he blocked me from Twitter, he really seemed to almost like crack. Like it was, I don't remember what it was over, but I think I said, oh, I think that you're arguing in bad faith about something. And he went crazy, insulted me, and then blocked me, and just seems to have kind of descended into a dark place over the last several years. I found out over the weekend that he unleashed a completely racist meltdown style tirade on Twitter. And that this subsequently led to a bunch of newspapers saying, yeah, we're going to get rid of Dilbert. We're all set with Dilbert. We're not going to have it anymore. Now, I admit personally, it really bums me out. I used to love Dilbert growing up. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Dilbert's so lame. It's boring, whatever. I really liked it growing up. And it was just kind of a sad thing to see Scott Adams descend into such political insanity. And now even beyond that, where I don't know, this seems to be going beyond the political to the personal. Something really seems to be going on. But fear not, he has some defenders. Elon Musk has come out of the woodwork to defend Scott Adams. So let's look at what's going on. CNN article from this morning says Elon Musk defended Dilbert creator Scott Adams after hundreds of newspapers stopped printing the comic strip because of Adams' recent racist comments. Last week, Adams called Black Americans a hate group and suggested white people should, quote, get the hell away from them. Oof. Adams effectively encouraged segregation in a shocking rant on his YouTube channel. His comments came in response to a poll from the conservative firm Rasmussen Reports, not a good pollster, by the way, that said 53% of Black Americans agree with the statement, it's okay to be white. In response to a tweet, Twitter owner Musk said Sunday that, quote, the media is racist. You know, it's so funny. The right loves to say, you got to be really careful when you call someone racist. That's one of the most serious things you can do. How can you call Scott Adams racist when you don't know what's in his head? And regardless of what he said, he might not really be racist and all these things. Oh, Elon Musk is defending him. The media is racist. Yep, checks out. No critique needed there. Musk also didn't criticize Scott Adams' comments. And Musk said without evidence that, quote, for a very long time, the U.S. media was racist against non-white people. Now they're racist against whites and Asians. Same thing happened with elite colleges and high schools in America. Maybe they can try not being racist. Musk later agreed with a tweet saying Adams' comments weren't good, but had an element of truth. He accused the media of giving Black victims of police violence disproportionate coverage over white victims of police violence. Black people are more likely to die from police use of force than white people, according to multiple studies. What were Adams' comments? Well, here they are. He said on his YouTube show, quote, if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, that's a hate group. I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the F away because there's no fixing this. He has since said on Twitter he was only advising people to avoid hate. So anyway, we now have all these articles about how newspapers are dropping the comic strip. And of course, all of these right-wingers are saying this is now censorship. Some newspapers said it's not a difficult decision. The Cleveland Plains Dealer said we are dropping the Dilbert comic strip because of Scott Adams' racist rant. USA Today's network also dropped it. So listen, it's all the exact same stuff that we always hear, and it's the same routine. Scott Adams, in response to this, tweeted, quote, Dilbert has been canceled from all newspapers, websites, calendars, and books because I gave some advice everyone agreed with. Wow, my syndication partner canceled me. So listen, I think something I think Scott Adams is struggling personally, but that doesn't mean we excuse the things he said. Everybody here is exercising their rights. Scott Adams expressed his speech in this insane tirade on YouTube, which he followed up on Twitter. People who read it responded and said, I either like that or I don't. And some of them stopped following Scott Adams, and some of them said, I'm not going to read the Dilbert strip anymore. And some of them wrote to newspapers and said, don't carry this anymore. Everybody is speaking. This is speech. And then newspapers made a decision with whatever barometer they want to use to make that decision. Some said, we're no longer going to carry the comic strip. Everybody is expressing their rights. It's the free market at work. It's action and reaction. Remember, we're not talking about the First Amendment because this is not about the government doing anything, but we are talking here about everybody's rights to say what they want. And sometimes things you say have consequences. A lot of people struggle or are unwilling to accept that, quote, free speech, sometimes used colloquially, doesn't mean my speech can't have consequences, or therefore it is no longer free speech. And of course, good thing Elon Musk showed up and cleared it up by reminding us the media is racist, which really added significant moral clarity, as you can imagine. So listen, everybody here has been allowed to say whatever they want. You don't have a right to have a syndicated comic strip. If Scott Adams wants to take control back, he can keep drawing Dilbert and just release it on his website. He would then control the platform. Nobody would be able to, quote, cancel him. And that's absolutely something that he can do. But it's seeming like a sort of sad, I don't want to call it the end for Scott Adams, but it's been a very sad decline, particularly for me, because I really used to like the comic strip when I was, 12 years old. I thought it was good.